against Bolivia. And a commentary team for this one, Gary Birtles and Kevin Keatings.
Well, thank you, Rob, and warm welcome to the hosts, Venezuela, and this is their lineup for their opening match of the 2007 Copa America. Number 18, Juan Arango of Real Mallorca in Spain is their most significant player, and the coach's son, Ricardo Paez, will be his partner in midfield. Bolivia are the lowest ranked of the South American nations so far, and it's a first competitive tournament for coach Erwin Sanchez, a star of the Bolivian side that reached the World Cup finals in 1994. Their most experienced players, Juan Manuel Peña of Villarreal in Spain, and the former Middlesbrough player Jaime Moreno, who, when recalled to play against the Republic of Ireland in May, that was his first call-up for Bolivia in 4 years. But Moreno, a lot of pressure on his shoulders to provide goals for a Bolivian side that have been short on them in recent times. And it's really that lack of a cutting edge which just might be a problem for them in this Group A.
Well, sort of moment for players. You've warmed up, you've got everything right, your preparation, you're ready to go, and all of a sudden it's stopped. The referee hasn't blown his whistle, you're waiting, just trying to keep yourself warm, the muscles right, and the longer it goes on, the worse it gets for players.
So the second match in Group A of the Copa America 2007 underway. And Venezuela, in the words of the coach who has overseen their transformation, Richard Paez, no longer go onto the pitch wondering how many goals they're going to lose by. For a nation that's only ever won one previous Copa America match, genuine hope they can qualify from what is seen as the weakest of the three groups. Venezuela then in the burgundy-coloured shirts play from right to left in the first half.
See Bolivia just try and nullify any threat that comes their way from Venezuela. Try and quieten the crowd down early on.
Good clearing header initially by Alvarez. It's back in possession though of Venezuela. Green shirts grouped to good effect on their own penalty area there. And this is Mojica trying to get away from Vera. On by Moreno, here's Mojica again. Promising move here by Bolivia. No end product.
Encouraging start though by Bolivia. Mojica's the man they want on the ball. Free scoring midfield player, likes to get forward. You saw he does that with great effect there.
Free kick went against Arce. Peña will take the free kick, the captain of Bolivia, vastly experienced centre-back. Been playing his football for over a decade now in Spain, Juan Manuel Peña. I suspect he'll have a fair amount of defending to do tonight. This is Hoyos, the right back. Garcia losing out. This is Hector Gonzalez. Great roar as Arango got his first touch of the night. Very much the darling of the Venezuelan nation, Juan Arango. Arguably the best footballer the country has ever produced.
And they'll want him on the ball as much as possible, but Bolivia know that, and they'll be trying to cut him down. Niggly little fouls in and around the halfway line. Hey! Hey!
Hoyos. On by Vacha. Another player we should look out for tonight, wearing the number 10 of the green-shirted Bolivia, is Joselito Vacha. As Gary said, in the case of Arango, Vacha is a player that Bolivia very much want on the ball tonight too, from their point of view.
The thing about Bolivia, Vacha and Garcia, they were two players with great early promise and not really fulfilled expectations. Big stage though to prove people wrong.
Already seen De Ornelas showing that he's got a physical presence up front for Venezuela, a little bit of pace as well. This is broken kindly for Maldonado. Little dummy, which didn't quite work for Venezuela. This is Mojica. Taken on by Moreno, tries the shot, but doesn't test the goalkeeper, Vega.
You've got to admire their intent, Bolivia. Well, people might have thought that they'd come here negative, playing the host nation first game, but they're not. They're taking the game to Venezuela. Believe they can get something out of the game. Well, they've got to believe that.
Certainly, if they've got a Jaime Moreno in his best form, he certainly knows where the net is. He's scored over 100 goals in the MLS in the United States. He's currently playing with DC United in Washington. 33 now. Remains to be seen whether he's got the legs still to play at this level. Not the best of clearances from Vega. This is Hoyos. Nice return. Good build-up play here by Bolivia. Only just managed to repel that, the Venezuelan defence. Some nice slick one-touch passing there from Owen Sanchez's team. Peña is going to win the race.
Final third, technically, very good Bolivia. Very confident, playing little triangles, 5-yard balls, pass and move. That's what it's all about. Pass, stand and admire your pass. You just move and get the return. A lot of players just admire it and don't join in. But Bolivia, bright start.
It's already been something of a surprise in the first match of the tournament when Peru beat the 14 times winners Uruguay by 3 goals to 0 and were full value for that victory. Peru are the next opponents, incidentally, on Saturday for the host Venezuela.
At the moment, they just haven't settled at all, Venezuela. Nerves do come into it, of course they do. Big build-up on the pitch before and trying to get into the stride like this.
Excellent play from Arango. The shot does not trouble Galaz's goal, but the set-up play initially to find De Ornelas came from Juan Arango.
He gets a lot of time, a lot of space, hits across it, doesn't test the keeper, should have done. But that's got to lift his team now. It's the first little opening they've seen.
two nations met in the group phase of the Copa America 3 years ago in Peru, resulted in a 1-1 draw. It was the last match in the tournament for each as well, as they bowed out at the group stage. It's Garcia who's got a problem.
The referee allowed the play to go on and brought it back, trying to give the advantage.
Garcia, who's playing in his first Copa America, plays his football out in Greece with Aris Salonika. Quite a number of these Venezuelan Bolivian players play outside their home nation. Peña the target of the free kick. Angle always against him.
Shaky at the back, Venezuela, to start with. You wouldn't think it. 224 caps between the back four. Certainly don't look it early on.
Handball offence results in a free kick here for Venezuela. Comes the early cross delivered by Paez. Mojica. Alvarez. Vacha. Closely watched by Mea Vitali. Peña. Now Hoyos. Gonzalez, one of three members of this Venezuelan side who play their club football out in Cyprus. Certainly been exporting players on an increasing scale in recent years. Venezuela, it's a trip on Paez. And Reyes might be looking at a yellow card. He is.
He was desperate not to turn around and look at the referee. I think he realised it was a bad one. Cynical. Saw the danger, stopped it out straight away, and the referee, very close to it, made the right decision.
Good position here now for the hosts. Mea Vitali, Marengo. Two of the three players grouped around the ball. It's going to be the right foot of Mea Vitali.
It's very congested in there, in the central area. You need to get it wide, both teams.
Good steal here by Arce. Garcia, deflected and routine in the end for Vega. Now Vieira, the captain of Venezuela, will pretty much sit in front of the back line and protect from that deep-lying midfield role. This is Rojas. Searching ball found only the head of Peña. Mojica. Hit the referee, and it fell kindly here for Bolivia. Rojas will get there ahead of Moreno.
Well, certainly look good in the approach work at the moment, Bolivia. It's just that final ball. Just panicking a little bit. They see an opening and they're just trying to do it too quickly. Settle on the ball a little bit better. Take your time and get something out of this.
perhaps a little over-eager to impress the Venezuelan players, and more assured players certainly come from the green-shirted Bolivia.
It's the first game of the tournament for both teams. They're desperate to do well, desperate to put on a good showing. You do tend to overhit, unhit passes. Just need a little bit of time to settle into your game and calm things down a little bit.
Hoyos. Movement off the ball, good again for Bolivia. This is Hoyos again. Useful ball in, and the volley straight down the throat of Vega.
Well, again, you have to question the back four. Just no marking at all. Look, three sucked across there, loads of space on the far post, and luckily the ball straight at the goalkeeper.
And as you rightly said earlier, Gary, a free scoring midfield player, Mojica, who came in on the end of that. It was a presentable chance.
There's got to be more organisation at the back for Venezuela. They got sucked right across and left that big gaping hole at the back.
Here come Bolivia again. Alvarez, the left back, has gone on. Ball is with Mojica. There's no offside here. Clever run from Vacha. And Hoyos, the right back, was never testing Vega. That was a very, very poor attempt.
Well, that's why he plays fullback. Again, so much promise in the build-up. Mojica involved in everything that's good about Bolivia's play so far. Venezuela just haven't got out of the blocks whatsoever. They're feeling the pressure, the crowd, expectation of the crowd. They're just not settled to the occasion at all.
Moreno. Vacha. Space for the shot. Again, Bolivia can't hit the target.
Just not closing them down in midfield, Venezuela. They're allowing them space. They're not tracking the runner. Frightened at the moment.
Brief shot there of Richard Paez, the Venezuelan coach, looking too pleased with his side's opening quarter of an hour.
Taken in by surprise and his players by surprise. They expected to dominate the early stages of the game, but far from it. Bolivia well on top, more possession, better possession, bright. No, not Venezuela flat.
Now, Jose Manuel Rey is known for his explosive shooting from range, but that was even too far out for him. But keep an eye out in this tournament for Rey. Anything in and around shooting distance, he'll be looking to work the goalkeeper.
Sorry for the Venezuelan strikers at the moment. Maldonado and Leonelas have been starved of possession, hardly been allowed to get into the game. They're playing too narrow, Venezuela.
Rojas under more pressure than he should have been. Free kick won by Maldonado.
See how deep he's dropping. He wants to get involved in this game. He's coming back into his own half just to try to get involved in the match. It's awful for a striker. Service from midfield. But when you're not getting it, you do drop deeper because you want to get involved in the game. And so far, they've been given little chance to do that, the strikers.
This is Rey, who's just left the capital city club Caracas to make his way to Cypriot football. He'll be playing with AEK Larnaca next season. Raking ball forward. It's a decent one. It's picked out Hector Gonzalez. Raldez Well, a very good covering initial header for Bolivia. He needed to make it.
Gonzalez got well forward there. What's he need to do? He's got pace. Nickname's El Turbo, do you believe, Hector Gonzalez? He's got pace, utilise his pace, get him forward.
Venezuela's first corner then to be taken by Ricardo Paez. Got a flick on as well, didn't quite drop. I think the referee's whistle was in evidence anyway.
Still a terrific corner. That's what you want. Whipped in with pace, attack the near post, get that flick.
A little bit light at the back here, Venezuela. This is Arte. Whipped in and just beyond Moreno. Will keep things alive here for Bolivia. Alvarez. Vacha, busy little midfield player. Oh, a touch of colour blindness there as he played the ball straight to Deon Ellis.
Well, the coach, Paez, must be pulling his hair out at the moment with his defence, because 1 minute Venezuela had a decent half chance, and look, it comes straight to the other end in a long kick from the keeper. That's where it came from. And all of a sudden, there's nobody there for them at the back, and it was a good chance gone begging for Bolivia.
Very little seen of the star name Wanarango up to now. They just haven't had anything approaching a lengthy spell of possession, Venezuela. This has been the brightest player for them so far, Hector Gonzalez. Here comes the shot. Maldonado again can't work the goalkeeper.
It's better from Venezuela. At least it's an effort. It's not on target again. A little bit of time, a little bit of space for him there.
Garcia. It's a poor ball cut out and an early ball played for Maldonado! Scores for Venezuela!
Well, that's what he's been crying out for. Service like that, but Bolivia only themselves to blame. Gave the ball away cheaply in midfield. The next minute, it's in the back of the net. And it's a terrific finish, you have to say that. He had very little of the ball, very little possession. When it comes to him in that sort of area, he concentrates, doesn't try and hit it too hard, hits the target, concentrates on doing that, and against the run of play, the home team got that vital advantage.
7th goal for his country on the occasion of his 22nd cap. They have dried up a little bit, but Paez, the coach, and his staff delighted with that finish, and why not?
Goalkeeper's position, not the best for me. Too near the near post, a lot of space to aim at. Across him, you still got to give him credit. Hits the target, good finish.
And you have to say, it's come against the run of play.
The replay there didn't show. The ball was given away by Bolivia very cheaply in midfield. I think they're a little bit overconfident. They were playing that well, having that much good possession, that so overconfident, and you do that, you give it away, and the next minute's in the back of your net, unfortunately. How will that affect Bolivia? I feel they're on top, and rightly so. You can totally flatten them. Still got to believe they can get something out of it, because they can, without a doubt. We've seen that so far. They've had the best player on the pitch, this man.
Lovely ball played by Vacha. This is Moreno. Oh, he had 3 green shirts to his right, Moreno. He went for goal himself, and a pass might have been the better option. Quickly taken, Bolivian corner. Away by the head of Ray.
Although we saw why they can get back in, they're still confident, they're still passing it, they're moving well, they're supporting the man on the ball well. It's just a quality in and around the box they've got to improve on, Bolivia.
What effect will the goal have on Venezuela, who looked nervous in the opening quarter of an hour or so? Will that goal settle the hosts down? Not at the moment.
Adverse effect so far. Another yellow card.
Yellow card here for Rojas. Looks a little perplexed by it all. But, that's why it was a lunge stood showing.
Can't moan about that. It's the most important time, just when you've scored a goal. You don't switch off, you don't lose concentration. Venezuela did exactly that.
Free kick swept in by Vacha. Broken here for Arango. Good firm challenge from Reyes. Moreno. He's taken on too much there, I think. Jaime Moreno. Goal kick given.
Nobody was breaking the net to support him, weren't they? Needed help there. Suddenly sprung into life there. Quiet start for Moreno. Didn't make much of an impression in a couple of seasons in England with Middlesbrough. Moreno, he was mostly a substitute. Certainly made his name out in the United States in the MLS. Been a top player there for many years. The United States, of course, are here as one of two invitees, along with Mexico, as Venezuela threaten. Oh, there's a real chance there. Maldonado hasn't taken it. Chance for his second goal.
Seemed to duck out of that a little bit.
Beautifully set up by his strike partner, Deonelas. Free kick against Raldez. Venezuela leading Bolivia by 1-0, scored by Maldonado, as they look for only their second ever win in the Copa America.
Certainly sliding the stretcher in very quickly. Seems to get one on the base of the spine. He must be hurt. He usually gets straight up when the stretcher comes on. It was the landing, the awkward landing, that was the problem.
So the goal scorer off the field, Maldonado for the time being, as Mayor Vitali surveys the free kick. Mojica trying to set Arce away. Reyes. Alvarez. Maldonado just looking to get back on. None the worse for that knock. Again, the approach play from Bolivia is good.
Until then.
Hoyos. Vacha. Clever movement here. Oh, Hector Gonzalez did really well. His positioning wasn't the best, but his recovery was good.
Yes, they're certainly riding the look at the moment. A little bit more quality from Bolivia. They could have been in big trouble by now. It's a terrific stage for players in this tournament. Coverage around the world is terrific. It's a chance to try and ply the trade and say, well, come and get me. Let me play in Spain. Let me play in Italy. Let me play in England. No better stage to show your talent off than a great tournament like this.
jumped forward by Ray. Offside against Deonelas. Hoyos. Calmly done by Ray. Vastly experienced presence at the back for Venezuela. Winning his 82nd cap tonight, Jose Manuel Ray. Rojas.
Talk about Ray at the back, his experience. The one player who's disappointed me against him so far is Octo. He's supposed to be one of the most promising players Bolivia have got. He's hardly been involved in the game. Can't remember having more than 2 touches. If you are promising, you've got ability, you have to get involved more than he has done so far.
Here's Maldonado trying to set Hector Gonzalez away, a right back as we've seen, who loves to power forward. There's no service for him. This is Moreno. Plenty of space here for the left back Alvarez, who's keen to join up in this attack. Mojica. Goalkeepers all the way.
You seem to run out of ideas when they get around the 18-yard box, Bolivia, at the moment. Over-reliance on Mojica, who's been impressive so far in the match. They seem to come up against a brick wall and run out of ideas.
Half an hour gone in San Cristobal, a packed house here at the Pueblo Nuevo Stadium, seen as something of a lucky charm in recent times for Venezuela. But under pressure here, the shooting from Moreno is just not accurate enough at the moment, and he's not the only one in a green shirt out there.
That's a good opportunity. They backed off him, he steadied himself and just misses the target woefully, and he had Vasher in a good position to his right-hand side and a lot of space, didn't use him.
Moreno. Garcia. Vacha. Mojica. Alvarez. Nice little exchange. Here's Alvarez trying to set a Abate. Alvarez! Surely offside. Venezuela looking for the flag, but he missed the target anyway.
Again, so incisive. Just free-flowing. It's when they're at the best, when they get in little 5-yard triangles. Pass, move again. I keep mentioning this. It's so important. Trying to work out who gets the final touch there. Doesn't matter if he was offside or not, you still hit the target. You still put it in the back of the net. Then you ask a question after that. And it wasn't given by the look of it.
No, I think in the eyes of the officials, the last touch came off a Venezuelan defender, which played Alvarez onside. That goes down as a very, very good chance missed.
Who's it for to? Alvarez, full-back. You don't want him, you want one of the strikers. Midfield players in there. They've not given in. There's a fact, Bolivia. Still keep getting forward. They keep doing the right things. The basics are good.
In by Arango. Too high for Maldonado. Vacha. Peña. Now Alvarez, the man who missed that chance. interesting contest going on that far side of the field. Hector Gonzalez looks to get forward from right back for Venezuela as the header doesn't overextend Vega. Of course, Alvarez is looking to get forward at every opportunity from the left back position for Bolivia.
Both teams will be looking to exploit the gap they leave, or should be looking to exploit the gap they leave.
And here's Alvarez again. Poor pass given away to Mayer Vitali. Here's Paez. Good movement from Deon Elas. Paez again. He's got Maldonado to his left. He's ignored him. Hector Gonzalez. Mayer Vitali. Now Rojas. Finally, it's Maldonado. Loses out though to Hoyos.
The difference has been that when Venezuela get it forward to the two strikers, Maldonado and Leonelas, they're playing better together in tandem than Moreno and Arce. Moreno's come into it a little bit more. He's dropping deeper, difficult to pick up. But Arce has got to get his act together and help his strike partner out.
Well, here he is, looking to get himself into the game. He went down under the challenge. Was there enough to award them the free kick? In the eyes of the officials, it was. Plays his club football in Brazil, Arce, with Corinthians. That's how much talent that he has shown in his formative years to get a move out to Brazil.
That wasn't a foul. He's dived and he's caught the free kick.
Looked a little sheepish as he took his position inside the penalty area. Vacha will take the free kick. Peña's made his way forward, the captain from the back. It's a total waste of a free kick by Bolivia. Vacha was looking for Alvarez, but really I think that should have been put into the mixer.
Fantastic tracking back by a centre forward, that is. That is terrific. His coach will be delighted with that. He broke his neck to get back there and stop the danger, spotted it. You've got to give him enormous credit for that.
Ten minutes shy of half-time. It's going well for the moment for the hosts, Venezuela. Don't see much of Arango, one or two little touches, but
I think he's a coach who identified the major threats, and he is a major threat, and they've not allowed him to be anywhere near the ball and cause them any sort of trouble.
Didn't actually produce his best form in the season just finished out in Spain with Mallorca by his own admission. A couple of seasons ago he scored 16 goals for Mallorca in La Liga. Here's Arango again.
As soon as he got the ball there, somebody rattled him straight away, round his ankles, gave him no time on the ball at all. Wasn't really a man marker on him either. Just said, right, the nearest man, just go and close him down, shut him down, don't let him play.
Garcia, good ball, picks out Mojica. The goalkeeper scrambling. It's been a familiar theme, hasn't it? Shots are wide.
Certainly getting closer. The build-up play has been pleasing on the eye. It's been good, it's been enjoyable to watch, but again, tries to put too much power in, just drags across it.
Copa America continues on Wednesday. It all starts at 11 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 with Ecuador against Chile. Followed by a very tasty encounter. The hosts, Brazil, or rather the holders, Brazil, take on the invitees, Mexico. Should be quite a match. Nice exchange of passes, and this is Arango. Space opens up for Juan Arango. It's a poor shot. Scuffed it rather badly.
we saw the beauty of Hector Gonzalez as well, getting forward. Two defenders away, gave Arengo space.
Moreno. Scotland backpedaling here. Jaime Moreno, deflected and in. It's an own goal, which has got Bolivia level. Own goal from Chichero.
You have to say they deserve it. I think they've been the better side, the more inventive side. It sounded like everybody had walked out the stadium when that rolled in the back of the net. Silence went round the stadium.
Well, Moreno getting the congratulations of his teammates. Erwin Sanchez, the Bolivian coach, watches on and shows his delight as Bolivia square it up at 1-1, but no doubt defender gets the touch.
Well, look at Moreno, does ever so well. Leaves two defenders for dead, definite touch. I think man coming into the far post, terrific skill by Moreno. Sidesteps two, poor defender, I think he could have done better than that. But he put it in the right area and he gets his reward.
Well, I'll be very surprised if he's officially credited with the goal. Moreno has to be an own goal from Chichero.
Definitely. I think Arce was coming in at the far post, would have got there, would have put it in the net, but the touch was a vital one. You have to credit Moreno, that was terrific skill, just what you want from a striker in the penalty box. You know you can't be touched in there. The ability he showed there to get the space, the time to put his shot in there was just quality.
Fully deserved Bolivian equaliser. Garcia still needs some further attention. The referee's too keen to allow any medical treatment for Ronald Garcia. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Half that started nervously for Venezuela, but they took the lead against the run of play through Maldonado. With a Chichero own goal has levelled it up here in San Cristobal as Bolivia come forward with some menace again. They can find their shooting boots, they're certainly finding the space in and around that penalty area, aren't they?
Mojica again. A couple of minutes earlier, he did exactly the same in the same position. Tried to put too much power into the shot. Instead of concentrating, hit the target, working the goalkeeper.
By Hector Gonzalez. Paez hobbling it on, but Alvarez with a neat flick, himself out of a spot of bother.
Do we see any frailty in the host nations play now? To go into half-time 1-0 up, give a pep talk at half-time, and now take back and big doubts in the minds of the players.
Vera is the man who put through his own Chichero. Difficult ball to control for Rojas. Garcia. Hoyos. Stolen well by Vacha. Maldonado. Paez. Put out easily by Peña. Do pass the ball well, Bolivia.
Just thinking the opposite of Venezuela in the final third. Not as fluent as Bolivia.
Good running here by Moreno. Corner.
Cross. You see Arte coming into the far post. I think he'd have got there. It's all about Moreno. He caused the problem. He deserves his pat on the back, but it's got to go down as an own goal.
Even you wouldn't have claimed that one, Gary.
I tried my best. Believe me.
Svancha with a corner. Never a bad time to score a goal. Bolivia looking to get one just before the break to put themselves in front. Arte.
Nowhere when that corner came in. They look like a nervous home nation. Host nation, a lot of expectation, not favourites by any stretch of the imagination to win it, but the pressures being the host, I think, are resting heavily on their shoulders.
Vacha. Calmly done by Mayor Vitali, but there's no progress for Paez. Alvarez sees to that. And then fouled by Paez.
Fitness levels are very, very good from Bolivia from what we've seen in the first half. They play at high altitude, we know that. Shown a little bit, quicker to the ball, closing down particularly well.
Plenty of green shirts making their way inside that Venezuelan penalty area. Mojica and Vacha stand over this free kick. It's going to be played in by Mojica. It's too long for Arte. We're playing a minute of time added on.
Entertaining, especially Bolivia. Enjoyed watching them go forward.
Well, it's been a heartening start to the Copa America 2007. 3 goals in the opening match, all for Peru against Uruguay. Shock result there. And maybe a shock for Bolivia, just shy of half-time. Here's Maldonado. Couldn't pick out De Ornelas, cleared by Raldez. Terrific ball forward though from Rojas initially.
Long ball just seems to be catching Bolivia out when Venezuela do play that diagonal long ball. Maldonado did get in a good area. He could have steadied himself a little bit better than he did.
The half-time whistle of our Ecuadorian referee Mauricio Reynoso brings it into the first 45 minutes of the second match at the Copa America 2007, in which the host Venezuela started very nervously. Bolivia looked far the better team, but Maldonado put them in front before an own goal from Chichero gives us a half-time scoreline of Venezuela 1, Bolivia 1.
Mixed feelings, I guess, for Richard Paez, the Venezuela coach. Joining me in the studio here, Gus Poyet and Laurie Sanchez. We'll be hearing from them in a couple of minutes as we look back on a first half that's ebbed and flowed for Venezuela. Bolivia took the celebrations, but it was an own goal that got them back in the game.
Sky Sport Live. England face the West Indies and welcome India for 2 tests. There's top quality golf from Europe and the US Seniors Tour. Speedway's finest gear up for the World Cup. There's darts from the World Match Play in Las Vegas, show jumping from Hickstead, World Match Play bowls and the return of Fishermania. July on Sky Sports is the real deal.
It's all about pushing yourself to be the best you can be. But you can never do it alone. You need to know you have a great team behind you.
Be a part of a great team. The Santander Group. who have more branches worldwide than any other international bank.
You need to work with people who understand you, who listen to you, and are committed to you succeeding together.
Visit your local branch and talk to us about our bank account with 8% AER interest. We think it's a winning formula.
Please, not tonight. I want to get help.
Benny!
RAC Rescue, can I help? We have your location.
So I think it's a good place to go and play away from home. I don't know today because it's, the opening of a Copa America is quite different, but at that time it was all right. It was no problem for us.
This is a whole new experience, Laurie, isn't it, for Venezuela players? They're never expected to win, really. It's baseball and beauty pageants in this country. Yeah, this time around they're the hosts. There's a lot of expectations. The players aren't really used to this, are they?
No, as we said earlier, it's pressure they've not been under before. And when you think they've only ever won one game in the Copa America before today, and that was against Bolivia a few years back, they'll be expected to win a game or two in this, certainly in this group. And their fans will certainly want to expect them to go through to the next round. They've both got a chance. Both these teams have got a chance because of Uruguay losing earlier, and they'll be wanting to capitalise on it. And that's what both managers will be saying. Let's win this, and we're halfway to qualifying for the next stage.
But then again, Gus, Bolivia have played above their status, really, as far as their position in South American football is concerned in that first half.
Yeah, they play against, the team is playing at home. It's the kind of game that you go there thinking, well, we don't have nothing to lose. Go there, play your football, trying to enjoy. If we do well, we're going to win because they're going to be nervous. So try to do your game. There are good players in there, so it's going to be interesting the second half.
You have to go back to 1967 for Venezuela's last win in this tournament. Richard Paez, their coach now, once lost 11-0 against Argentina when he was a player. He'll be hoping that they have better luck this time around in the second half. 1-1 then at half-time. Which way will it turn out? Let's rejoin our commentary team for the second half. It's Gary Birtles and Kevin Keatings.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome back to San Cristobal. A noisy full house here in the Polideportivo Pueblo Nuevo Stadium, which saw Maldonado get the opening goal for the hosts. But we think an own goal from Chichero, but they might be kind and give the Bolivian equaliser to Moreno. He'd be a very lucky boy if he does get it, in our opinion. Referee Mauricio Reynoso from Ecuador is the man in charge and gets the second half started. Entertaining opening 45 minutes, Gary. I think we're hoping for the same again.
I think Venezuela have got to start more positive in the second half. I think the coach's job at half time will have been pretty difficult. You've got to raise your players, and
well, the shot came in from Vacha, but nothing doing there for Bolivia.
Well, again, Bolivia straight out of the trap, straight into the heart of the Venezuelan defence. They're playing for a point.
Well, that's what makes the second half interesting, given the fact that Uruguay, considered to be the strongest nation in this Group A, have lost their opening match to Peru. So if either of these two grabs a maximum haul, it makes qualification for the knockout stages all the more likely. Only 4 of the 12 competing nations will be eliminated after the group phase.
One thing they've got to look forward in the second half to do in Venezuela is get the fullbacks forward. Hector Gonzalez and Rojas, we saw there, a good break forward. With quality like that, though, just flattens you.
No changes in personnel out there from what we saw in the first half. There's a chase on now, which is won by Maldonado, who has forced the first corner of the second half.
I'm impressed with him. He's worked very hard. Little service in the first 15 minutes of the first half. His willingness to track back and help out.
Plays his club football out in Chile with the rather strangely named O'Higgins club. Maldonado's corner, awkward for Ray. Powerful run here from Moreno. Support from Vacha. Looking to set up the shot here. Well, it's rather close to corner flag than the Bolivian goal.
Again, it's him, isn't it? Mojica. He's had about 3 or 4 that he's got into really good positions on the edge of the box and just not been able to get them on target.
Alvarez. Mojica. Forced backwards by the presence of Arango. Pena has lost out here. This is Juan Arango finding Maldonado, whose touch let him down. Pena. Mojica with space to maneuver. Finds Moreno. Mojica. Partially charged down.
Moreno's down. I don't want to lose him. He's been impressive after another slow start. More involved in the game, big part in the goal. That's a poor challenge. Right over the top, caught him right in the inside of the ankle. As the game goes on, his influence has been more telling. He's one of these strikers who drops deep. You don't know as a centre-half whether to go with him or pass him on to a midfield player. Very intelligent.
He's looked impressively mobile at the age of 33, Jaime Moreno. Alvarez. Garcia feeding the right back Hoyos. It's a poor cross. This is Paez, whom we saw very little in the first half. Must be a lot of pressure on his shoulders, being the son of the coach.
Yeah, without a doubt. Played in a situation like that at Nottingham Forest when Brian Clough was manager. Nigel Clough played, the manager's son, and acquitted himself superbly. One of the lads got on with it, and he had to earn the respect of his father. And he certainly did that. I'm sure Paez has got to do exactly the same.
And that wasn't the easiest thing to do.
No, definitely not.
And you did it well enough. This is Mojica. Hoyos. And again, we have this pattern of plenty of Bolivian possession. Raldez. Arango. Missing a lot there and too much, ultimately, of Rojas.
Teams like Venezuela and Bolivia, it's all about learning. You learn the further you go in tournaments, the more you play against the Brazils, the Argentinas, the Uruguays, the top teams in South America. And you do learn, you do get better. You can see there are signs of that, especially for Bolivia, the way they play the game.
Well, you know, they changed a little over a decade ago. They changed the format for World Cup qualification on the South American continent. They used to play a much different system from the one they have currently, where each of the 10 nations play one another, home and away. It's a marathon slog, but the format has helped the weaker nations, really. It's allowed them to play more international football, and they've grown as a consequence of that. This is Hoyos. Cleared by Hector Gonzalez.
The interesting thing for me regarding Bolivia is the number of players who came through the Tuichi Academy.
Great ball from Maldonado. This is De Ornelas. It's too close to the grateful goalkeeper, who was Garaza.
A shocking delivery, wasn't it? No pressure, a lot of time, a lot of space. Could have taken the initiative himself, he didn't. Going back to Bolivia, that Toichi Academy, I think we all think in England the way forward is get the academy system right. And if they're doing it in Bolivia, I think we're seeing the results of it a little bit, the way they play and the way they've been brought up.
Free kick in favour of Venezuela.
Innocent tussle, isn't it, really?
To stay in here for Arango. Early cross, a great one! Just beyond the stretching Maldonado. Picked up here by Deonelas. But Maldonado within a whisker there of getting onto the Arango cross.
It's a terrific ball in, but give Pena a lot of credit there. I think his lunge at the ball put Maldonado off.
Hector Gonzalez.
It's been a pretty honest contest as well. Sometimes South American football has got the wrong sort of reputation. In the past there's been some thuggery on the pitch. Look at this for delivery. Look at Pena. Lunge there, I think, just puts Maldonado off.
Garcia. Vacha is offside. Vieira. Here's Moreno. Support from Arce. Good cover from Rojas to close out Vacha.
He's good defending. He's used his pace to get back and snuff out the threat. Doesn't he do well? Doesn't he do very well?
One or two bright moments for the Venezuelan left-back, Rojas. As Gary was touching on in first-half commentary, great stage for some of these players to get a big move, maybe to Europe or elsewhere. Certainly the scouts are here.
What Venezuela do well, they use that diagonal ball so well. They've done it on a number of occasions first half, 2 or 3 so far in the second half. And Maldonado, he takes up such good positions, gets in an angle, just gets a little bit of space from his marker, and he's been found very, very well.
Maldonado with the corner for Venezuela. Maya Vitali. It's a good ball. Paez with a great chance, and he takes it. Ricardo Paez puts the host Venezuela back in front at 2-1.
Well, what a cool finish this is. Could have panicked, could have done anything. He made his mind up early what he wanted to do, and that is a very, very difficult finish, believe me. You've got to have utmost confidence in your ability to do that, and he certainly did. Well, you are the coach's son. You've earned his respect now, and isn't he over the moon about that? A lot of space, a lot of time. He steadies himself, he doesn't panic, sees the goalkeeper, goes down, just lifts it over him. It's a quality finish. I'm going to question anything, maybe the goalkeeper goes down a little bit early, makes his mind up, but you still have to finish. Doesn't he do it well?
7th goal for his country, for Ricardo Paez. Much travelled son of the coach, Richard. Not 30 yet, Ricardo Paez, but he's already played his football in 9 different countries.
Loves travelling then, doesn't he? The backpacking along the way. It's quiet in the first half, but he's come out and made his mark. I think it's a different Venezuela we've seen at the start of this second half. More positive, and they had to be.
Well, have Bolivia got a reply? They have got a corner. We're going to see the first substitution of the night. Venezuela are going to make that. We're going to see Alejandro Guerra. Meantime, Vacha takes the Bolivia corner. Raldez's header onto the roof of the net.
What we saw in the first half, they're not going to lie down and die for anybody, Bolivia. I believe they'll find a way back, and they've got the players to do that, especially in midfield. If Moreno's got anything to do with it, they'll certainly have a way back.
Well, Guerra is a midfield player. Hoyos. Arce.
Again, the response you have to admire for Bolivia. They're 2-1 behind, but again, they take the game straight back to Venezuela.
Peña. Reyes. Just a little slow to see the possibilities ahead of him. Paez got the confidence of that second goal for Venezuela. No way through for the hard-working Maldonado.
That's what I like about Maldonado. He's not one of these lazy centre forwards. He will help his midfield out.
Finally, Venezuela can get Guerra on. De Ornelas is the player to make way. Just short of an hour gone. It looks like Paez might be thinking about playing with just Maldonado up front unless he pushes Arango forward and Guerra comes on to augment the midfield. We'll see.
Well, if he is playing one up front, I think it's a dangerous game. They've got in front, they've got the initiative back. If they do play one up front, it gives the incentive, I think, back to Bolivia. It gives them a belief that Venezuela are going defensive and can lift a team.
Bolivia made their substitution as well. Darwin Peña has come on for Reyes. Storming run from Rojas.
I just love to see fullbacks storming forward like that. Saw it from Hector Gonzalez first half. 2 or 3 occasions, the pace, the power, desire. And Rojas has been absolutely terrific.
Hoyos complained there that it should have been a goal kick, and on the replay it seemed that the last touch did come off Rojas. A bit fortunate to get this corner, I felt, Venezuela. In comes Guerra's corner.
Decisions are really difficult to get when it's coming together and the referee's behind the play. Attacking side usually get the benefit of the doubt.
Maldonado picked up the eye injury, but he's okay. Guerra clipped there, not in the eyes of the referee. We saw that as a dive.
There's been a great deal of that in this game, which is nice to see.
It's not been a difficult game at all for Mauricio Reynoso to officiate up to now. Just 2 yellow cards have been shown, one for either side, Rojas and the now departed Reyes for Bolivia. Here's Rojas. Neat, tidy. Crowd enjoying this bout of Venezuelan possession. Hector Gonzalez testing out Alvarez, who's up to the questions asked of him. Extra spring in the step of Venezuela now after taking the lead. Here's Maldonado looking for the return. Down he goes under the challenge of Raldez.
He's asking for a penalty, and so with the crowd, but with the referee on that one, he was never going to get to that ball. He just helped off the ball a little.
Bolivia, along with the likes of Peru and Colombia and Ecuador, have got a nervous wait to find out whether football's world governing body FIFA are going to change their mind about introducing a ban on matches played at altitude. Of course, Bolivia have played their matches up in La Paz way above the limit set by FIFA of 2,500 meters and some 3,600 meters, La Paz above sea level. And FIFA are going to revisit their decision to ban international matches at and above that 2,500 meters. But there's a nervous wait for the Andean countries before a final decision is made.
So they have to play the football elsewhere.
Well, there's been even some talk about it affecting club football as well, and quite what happens to the clubs that have their home up in the mountains, goodness knows. This is Vacha. Clever little ball, and there's no suggestion of offside. Now, who got the final touch to that? I think it's a Bolivia corner.
Again, they work it so well when they get in the right areas, Bolivia, the danger areas, in that 18-yard box.
Raldez. Darwin Peña. Here is the substitute.
Again, incisive, bright. The finish didn't match the build-up. Slightly leaning backwards, trying to curl it top corner. Difficult technique to master.
25 minutes left in front of a packed house in San Cristobal, and the hosts of the Copa America 2007, Venezuela, have a 2-1 advantage over Bolivia. Earlier this evening in this same Group A, Peru provided a shock in defeating Uruguay by 3-0. Uruguay, who share the record with Argentina for the most wins in Copa America history, 14.
Makes you wonder, do they come into this competition a little bit complacent, thinking, well, we're favourites for this group, should be a breeze. Doesn't happen like that. The mentality's not right, you come unstuck.
Arce. Darwin Peña. Here's Manuel Peña. Oh, plenty behind the shot. I think it came in from Moreno.
So many shots. Most have been off target, unfortunately.
More Copa America coming up on Wednesday. All starts from 11 o'clock. Sky Sports 1. Ecuador and Chile, their first match in the tournament, followed by a very tasty matchup between the holders Brazil and Mexico. rematch of the Copa America 2007, exclusively here on Sky Sports, right through until the final itself in mid-July. Arte trying to muscle his way past Hector Gonzalez, who's been penalised.
He just go down too easy for me, I'm afraid. Looks for it every time.
Bolivia preparing to bring on Gonzalo Galindo. Galindo can play as an attacking midfield player or an out-and-out striker. Erwin Sanchez, the coach, has him stripped and ready. But not before Bolivia tried to profit from the free kick, but disappointing from Mojica.
It's poor, it's very poor. All these centre-halves have come up from the back, they've run the full length of the pitch, and he goes for glory and nowhere near glory. Takes the pressure right off the home side.
Arango. Venezuela determined to prove to the watching world that the significant improvement under their highly rated coach Richard Paez is going to continue at this Copa America. Before Paez took over in their World Cup qualification in 1998, they didn't win a single match, but under his stewardship in 2002 qualifying, they won 5 matches, repeated that in the qualifying for Germany 2006, and they're leading Bolivia here by 2 goals to 1. Arte now, strong run, picks out Vacha. Here's Moreno trying to feed Vacha, and away by Chichero.
Moreno tried exactly the same as he did for the goal in the first half. This time Venezuela were more alert to it.
Well, number 18 here for Bolivia, about to come on, is the man who scored when these two nations met in the 2004 Copa America, also at the group phase. Finished in a 1-1 draw. Galindo, the scorer on that occasion for Bolivia, is on in place of Vacha. Mojica, good pass. Plenty of room for the cross. Grateful hands only though. Now Vega.
Just feel if Bolivia had one player with a little bit more quality in that final third, would have been well involved in this game. They have not been behind because the build-up player has been really clever at times. Just the finished article's not there where they vitally need it.
Garcia picked his pass well. Garcia once more. Substitution. Venezuela going to bring on Lionel Villalma to replace the man who could well be the match winner. Ricardo Paez, whose second half goal has Venezuela in front. Bielma played the whole 90 minutes, one of only 2 players of the 22 used by Paez last week against the Basque national team of Euskadi to play the full match. Bielma on, and Paez off. I don't know whether they're sitting back or being forced back here, Venezuela, but as you picked up on earlier, Gary, it could be a dangerous game to play. That's the game they are adopting here.
Just after the goal on the hour mark, it's a long way to go. Just play defensive, and you can see how Bolivia have been, I think, lifted by that. They're getting in such good areas in and around the edge of the 18-yard box. Just the delivery into the box has been too close to the keeper, or just not been of the quality that's needed. But that could all change. It only needs one delivery to unlock you.
Darwin Peña. Moreno rather waiting for the ball to come to him. And Venezuela not in the mood to let him have possession. Here's Maldonado. Oh, it's a lovely pass. Terrific run as well. Chance for 3-1. But no composure. The man who's just come on, Bielma.
Again, it's that long diagonal ball that's caught Bolivia out. And again, it's Maldonado that's got the room, it's got the space, he's got away from his marker. I think the picture should have done better.
Well, the veteran Jaime Moreno's night is at an end. And on in his place, Diego Cabrera.
We see the problem for Bolivia. They're desperate to push forward and get the equaliser. They're going to leave gaps at the back.
Free kick. It's gone against Ray.
No need for that. Just usher him away. No danger there. Just a crude lunge, crude foul. An artistic impression for Galindo. Well, encourages pressure on your back four by giving a silly free kick away.
Mojica will take. It's behind for a Bolivian corner.
Time it was a better delivery. At least it made the back four work.
Quarter of an hour left in San Cristobal as Vega opts to punch, and it was the right option under pressure. Alvarez.
Venezuela just want to hang on to this. Hanging on like this. The opposition gets lifted, they come forward in numbers, and they get it right once.
Again, a rather hasty challenge from Ray, which he didn't need to make.
Bringing on their own problems, Venezuela. Dropping deeper, allowing Bolivia to push on more, and nerves are setting in again, because they can see only 14 minutes away from victory. Pressure on Uruguay to get back into the group.
And certainly the Uruguayans would prefer a draw in this match, having lost the opener in this Group A 3-0 at the hands of Peru earlier this evening. And it's Darwin Peña who looks like he fancies this one. Good effort! Well, simply put, the goalkeeper wasn't getting there. If that was on target, then it was 2-2.
What a good effort this was. Good technique. Puts his body over it, and he's late going for it, the goalkeeper. And had it been on target, he was struggling in a big way.
Further action on the substitutes bench, and prime candidate for man of the match. Maldonado gets a well-deserved rest and a well-deserved ovation as he comes off. He's had a fine game.
He has, without a doubt. Not just his goal, which was a terrific finish. It's his ability to create space that allows that diagonal ball to be hit to him, and his ability to chase back and help out.
The man replacing him, Jose Torrealba, plays in South Africa with the Mamelodi Sundowns. Has a good goal-scoring record as well. 4 in 10 appearances for Venezuela. What a quiet game, number 18, Arango. There's so much talk about one of the great stars of Venezuelan football history, but he's hardly figured tonight.
Second half he's been anonymous. Well, first half he was virtually anonymous. It's been a major disappointment. The coach probably feels that at one given moment he can produce and turn the game round.
They won't mind too much if they haven't seen much of Arango if they go on to win it. They're not used to winning matches in the Copa America, that's for sure. In by Bielma. Flick on is a good one. The brilliant instinctive stop. But the offside flag anyway against Mayor Vitali.
Tell you what, I don't care if the flag did go up there. This is an absolutely stunning save. Look how low and hard that comes in at him. Takes a deflection, gets a good touch, and that is just reactions at the best.
I'm wondering if you could interpret the deflection off the wall as playing Mayor Vitali onside. Nevertheless, as Gary Bertels said there, terrific save. And a corner forced here by Arce. Bolivia not finished yet.
Certainly not. Venezuela are getting mentally fatigued as well. A lot of pressure on them. They are dropping deeper.
Mojica's corner. Goalkeeper thought about coming. Raldes will keep this in. Offside flag is against the Bolivians.
They'll try anything they can now to run the clock down. It is a foul. He does make a back for it. And he lands really awkwardly there.
Well, he'll be feeling a lot better, having put through his own goal to provide the equaliser for Bolivia. After 38 first half minutes, after Maldonado had put Venezuela in front, but the coach's son, Ricardo Paez, has the goal. Has Venezuela 10 minutes away from only their second ever win in the Copa America and their first in 40 years.
These are the sort of platforms that help you move on another stage. Those are a big step up. Take little steps in a team like Venezuela or Bolivia. Each step you do make, it's worth making. It's a learning curve.
As well as being a learning curve on the field, it is off the field too. They've waited a long, long time, over 90 years, to host a Copa America. Have Venezuela. They've invested heavily in this tournament, 3 brand new stadiums. A lot of money thrown at improving the transportation as well between the 9 different cities that will host matches in the tournament. It's an ambitious project, and the Venezuelan government have high hopes they'll pull it off successfully. It's poor from Galindo.
Okay, just when you need the quality, it's not there. Just one player with a bit of ability to unlock a defence around that Venezuelan box. Might have been a different story. Still time.
What a great player he was. Erwin Sanchez, star of the Bolivia side that reached the World Cup finals in the United States in 1994. A wonderful, gifted midfield playmaker. Spent a lot of his career in Portugal with Boa Vista. Played in the Champions League with them just beyond the turn of the century.
You can see the way his team plays that there's a massive influence there. He wants to get the ball down, he wants to play it through midfield, he wants his players to be comfortable on the ball, like that.
Well, I think overall you'd have to say they're deserving of a point here. At the very least, Bolivia.
Scored against the run of play Venezuela in the first half. Started the second half brighter. A lot of possession for Bolivia. A lot of good positions, but no end product.
Darwin Peña. Just wanted too long on the ball. The Bolivia substitutes given away though by Guerra. Useful cross and an equaliser for Bolivia. Beautifully put away by Arce under pressure. And Bolivia square it up 2-2 in San Cristobal.
Shocking mistake from Venezuela. An awful ball across the midfield, gave it straight back to Bolivia. The next minute, a little bit of acceleration. Look at the delight on that bench. And they've deserved it. It's a lovely ball in. It's attacked well. And he hits the target. Doesn't try and do too much with it. Good striker, attacks the near post. Just gets the touch he needs and no stopping it. Poor defending, poor football from Venezuela. No need to give that ball away in midfield. They do it and they've got punished. But I think they've been punished because they went negative after going 2-1 up on the hour mark. They've asked Bolivia to come forward. Bolivia have answered those questions.
Guerra's shot deflected, but fell kindly for a grateful goalkeeper, Galaza.
Never understand these coaches who do that. Later in the game maybe, but after an hour, as soon as they've gone 2-1 up, he's just gone negative totally, and you can see as a team they're dropping further and further back. Bolivia have picked up on it and they've just kept going, kept the belief there, and they've just got, for me, they're just rewards.
Tantalizingly close to a long-awaited win in the Copa America. Has it been snatched from their grasp by Juan Carlos Arce, 22-year-old. Attacked the near post, got his reward, and nothing more than Bolivia deserved.
Definitely not, and for once they put the quality in.
Another mistake. Here's Cabrera. And he was greedy.
If only you looked up there. Got a teammate in acres of space in the middle of the goal.
Arango. Guerra. Last ditch from Peña. Important.
Bolivia don't think they're just going to look for the point. They just look to want to go and win the game, and could cost them. Just so cavalier about it. They're not shut up shop thinking, well, a point will do. They still think they can win this game.
Of course, it's that side of the game, the mental side of the game of football, that these lesser nations haven't quite managed to fathom out, really. The tactics have not helped Venezuela. If either side look like winning it, it's Bolivia now.
You're spot on about the mental side of the game. It's where the top teams succeed, mentally strong. Oh, we'll all be jumping for joy. Uruguay stays like this.
Foul on Rojas. Vielma is going to take charge of the free kick, I think.
Give credit to the crowd, still behind the team.
Well, it's Rojas who plays it in. It's well defended by Bolivia. One back here by Guerra. Bolivia have got to play it down, and sportingly, Venezuela put the ball out. 88th minute, getting close to the opponent's penalty area, but that was sporting.
Don't often see that.
Hoyos, who has the injury. What a cracking start to the tournament, Gary. 7 goals in the opening 2 games.
Well, if this is anything to go by, it's going to be a super tournament. It's nice to see open football. 2 teams just going to get a victory out of the game. So many times we've seen in tournaments, cat and mouse, boring football. We've seen a bit of that so far. Here's the ball, the delivery, and the attack at the near post. It's a difficult ball to finish, but he doesn't try and smash it. He just lets the ball hit him, cushions it off his leg, and just lets the ball do the work. Hits the ground, bounces into the roof of the net. Couldn't have finished better.
Good substitution as well by Owen Sanchez. It was Diego Cabrera who provided the cross, put away expertly by Arce.
After all this, the coach has got to answer some questions about his tactics. I think it's naivety, really.
Richard Paez is the only coach still to be in place from those who were in charge of their varying nations. Last time the Copa America was played in Peru, 2004. Plenty of experience. This is Rojas, gets away from Cabrera, still Rojas! They want a penalty, Venezuela. And what's the referee given here? The crowd are getting excited, but I think he's just given a goal kick. They thought he was pointing towards the penalty spot.
Seen those given a lot of times. Here we see attacks. Well, there was contact on the foot, he made a lot of it, but he got past his man with ability.
3 additional minutes to be played.
Got to give the referee credit there. Would have been easy to give the home team in front of their own fans a penalty.
Yes, it was a nail-biting moment for Bolivia.
You may have seen it as Rojas just running into the defender.
But most of this stadium thought that Mauricio Reynoso, our Ecuadorian referee, was pointing to the spot. But once Rojas has completed the treatment, it will be a goal kick for Bolivia. Another angle.
Does ever so well, doesn't he? Just drives into the box. And you've got to say there is contact there. That is a penalty. From that angle, there is contact. He's got past him to pen. Look how close the referee is.
And if he doesn't make quite so much of it with the exaggerated dive, maybe a better chance to get the spot kick.
Could well be. From that angle, definite contact.
Galindo. Arce. Alvarez. Offside. Bolivia have got less than 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Draw certainly suits Uruguay, shocked by their opening 3-0 defeat at the hands of a very impressive Peru. Peru, by the way, are the next opponents for the host Venezuela. This is Rojas' ball forward and never likely to reach its target.
Certainly giving us entertainment, both teams playing football the right way, positive, bright, incisive football.
Notwithstanding the substitutions we've had, particularly in the latter part of this second half, there's still plenty of tired legs out there, those that have been out there for nigh on 93 minutes now. Plenty of endeavour.
The application's been super from both teams.
Mojica. So a late sting in the tail here, Cabrera. Second bite at it for Diego Cabrera. Held up well by Chichero. That's it, 3 minutes of stoppage time up. Referee blows the full-time whistle at the end of a hugely entertaining game in San Cristobal. And what a great start it's been to the Copa America 2007 here in Venezuela, who led twice in this match. But a stoical Bolivia came back on 2 occasions and has deservedly drawn this match 2-2.
Couldn't agree more. It's been a wonderful start to the Copa America 2007, although not if you happen to be a fan of the host nation. Twice they're ahead, but they could only manage to pick up a point in their opening game. You have to go back 40 years since their last victory in the Copa America, that back in 1967. It's been the opening day of the 42nd Copa America, and Group A have completed their first set of fixtures, and who would believe it, Peru, who had what looked on paper the toughest opening game, sit top of the table from Bolivia, Venezuela and Uruguay after that 3-0 defeat, sit bottom. Thoughts of Lori Sanchez and Gus Poyet still to come on this programme as we look back on the opening night, so near but yet so far for Venezuela, their hopes dashed by Bolivia.
In the old days, watching something half decent, you had to sit down when the newspaper told you. Then Sky Plus bowled into your life and that all changed. Now you watch quality stuff whenever you felt like it. Fast forward to 2007 and you clock this thing called Anytime on your TV guide. Get in, you chirp. See, Anytime brings you a tasty bunch of shows via Sky Plus and HD that you might just want to discover. Sky Anytime. Your Sky on demand.
When heartburn strikes, you need fast relief. New Rennie Dual Action works fast to soothe and neutralize heartburn, so you can get on with your day. New Rennie Dual Action. No dual action product works faster.
I'm Michael Winner, and I'm talking to real eSure customers.
Every year I check online and I can never find a cheaper quote than eSure.
I buy my car insurance online and the website's really easy to use. You can select your own levels of cover.
Calm down, dear. If you've got 4 or more years no claims, call eSure now on 0800 030 4444 or visit eSure.com.
Did you know that eSure also provide home insurance? Call now or buy online.
TravelSupermarket.com compares the rates of over 100,000 hotels, over 50 car hire companies, and millions of flights, comparing quotes from online travel agents, tour operators, and budget and charter airlines.
Cool. We need to fly to Barcelona
as soon as possible. TravelSupermarket.com compares the market in seconds, making it easy for you to choose the best deal. TravelSupermarket.com, the price comparison site.
What would I like to see? I'd like to see a society that understands the importance of regular eye exams.
I'd like to see eye exams that last at least 20 minutes.
I'd like to see an eye exam
it can test my eyes 100 different ways.
That's why Vision Express invest in the most advanced eye examination technology. Book your eye exam today at visionexpress.com. Vision Express. What would you like to see?
Wouldn't you like to be with a bank that can give you air miles? To find out more, take a trip to your local Lloyds TSB branch. Air miles and Lloyds TSB for the journey.
Resident Evil 4, Wii Edition. The nightmare just got real.
Pay cuts, spending cuts, job cuts. Isn't there ever any good news?
We're happy to announce that BT keeps cutting its school package prices.
Sorry, it's good. No, I like it, it's very nice.
Anytime call plan, now only $7.95 a month.
Auris, the new Toyota.
We are not going under there until he blows the final whistle.
Skybet. It matters more when there's money on it.
Welcome back. The first set of games of the Copa America 2007 have come to their conclusion. Peru have beaten Uruguay, finished 1-1, 2-2 even. Venezuela against Bolivia. Delighted to say Laurie Sanchez and Gus Poyet have joined us in the studio. Gus, a frustrating evening really for Venezuela. They're hoping for much, much more.
Yeah, definitely, especially playing at home, going 1-0 up, 2-1 up after. Yeah, probably they won't be happy. I think after this second game, I'm a little bit happier because I think it was a perfect result for Uruguay, really. They played for Uruguay, both teams, because they needed to win, and now it doesn't look too bad for Uruguay. So Venezuela, yeah, a little bit disappointing at the end.
Laurie, Venezuela took the lead, as Gus was saying, against the run of play, really.
And what we were saying earlier about knowing how to win football matches, having only won once in this competition, they got in the lead twice. But both times they tightened up, allowed Bolivia back into the game, and ultimately have come out, only with a point when they'd have been expecting 3.
What about that opening goal for them?
Yeah, Donaldo, good goal, given away by the Bolivian player. I think Garcia in the middle of the field here, and then it's a great through ball, and it's a great one-touch finish. I mean that is top-class finishing. We've seen some good goals today. I mean 7 goals in the 2 games, and that's up there with them.
Bolivia hit back, though. 39 minutes gone, Gus. Would you put this down as an own goal or good playing and attribute it to Moreno?
No, attribute to Moreno. He done a great job on the left. He went past 2 or 3 players, checked back, have a good shot. Even if the goalkeeper looked like he was just looking at the ball, Sichero tried to stop it and it went in. It was going in anyway, I think. So we had to give it to Moreno, really. So at that time, to be fair, I thought Bolivia would go and score 1 more and probably win them, but half-time come at the right time for Venezuela, and things changed again afterwards.
Incidentally, I'll say, attacking the far post, and that one, more about him in a moment. But Venezuela retook the lead. The coach's son, Ricardo Paez, he had lots of space, lots of time here, but it needed a bit of a cool head. Still have work to do.
A lot of work to do, and it's well taken goal. Again, a nice through ball. Defender goes to the ground too easily, but he lifts it over the keeper. I mean, you know, a classic, could have opened up either side, but decided to go for the feint chip. Great skill, and his dad will be very, very pleased with him. I think that's his first goal, I think, for Venezuela. So yeah, I mean, at that stage you thought 2-1 up. Now go on and get all 3 points. But again, they tightened up and they got caught.
And I'll say this time, attacking the near post and got the equaliser, Gus.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, manager will keep saying to players to attack the first post and try to get in front of the players and try to get the ball. And I think Arce did it very well. It looked like he's going to be one of the best players in Bolivia in the next few years. So, you know, it's worth it to have a look at him. I think he got in front of him just a little touch, enough to score. And you can see the celebration of Bolivia, of the bench, shows how important it was for Bolivia not to lose this game.
But Venezuela, the frustration when they didn't get awarded a penalty, Rojas brought down. You see these given week in, week out, don't you, Lorien?
It's a penalty. I mean, without doubt, it's a penalty. And the worst thing is the referee stood right on top of the ball. It's a good little run. Picks the ball up, runs into the box, beats one man, sells the other man a dummy, goes past him, and there's definite contact. And if you see where the referee is, he should be, you know, he's right behind that.
But there's no need for him to dive, is there? He's through, he can get the ball across.
There's all sorts of contact going there. That should have been a penalty. Last minute, home team, you'd expect the referee to give it, but he hasn't, and there'll be a lot of questions asked in Venezuela tonight, I'm sure.
That action in the middle of the park is a foul. 10 out of 10. He give you a foul, maybe even a booking, because it was running free. But in the box, sometimes it's difficult for the referees to give it.
We've seen some goals tonight, Laurie. Has it been a good start to the tournament for you?
Yeah, 7 goals in the 2 games. You know, a strange end table when you look at it. You would have expected Peru to be bottom and Peru to be top and Uruguay to be bottom. As I say, the 2 teams tonight, Venezuela and Bolivia, have allowed Uruguay off the hook by drawing tonight, and Uruguay will probably be the happiest team. You know, disappointed to lose, but happy with the end table because they're still in the hunt and probably will qualify from it. So, interesting.
But the fact they played Bolivia put on such a good performance next Uruguay, would they be looking at that game and perhaps worried a little, Gus?
No, Uruguay is going to be looking at themselves. Nothing else. I think we have to make sure that we put a good performance in there and win the game. So from then, it's going to be easier.
OK. Gentlemen, thank you very much. My thanks to Laurie and to Gus for joining me on this first and opening night of the Copa America 2007. The action just keeps on coming here on Sky Sports every kick of the way. And tomorrow night, it's the turn of Brazil to enter the fray. They play Mexico, 2 big footballing nations locking horns. Kicking it all off, Ecuador against Chile gets us underway at 11 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. So, 2 games, 7 goals. It's 2 down and 24 matches left in Copa America 2007. If the action's half as good as it was tonight, I just can't wait. Till next time, goodbye.
Besar siempre es besar, igual que suspirar, y lo fundamental será que el tiempo va. Amantes como tú dirán que eres mi luz, también sucederán.
No importa lo que pasa, el tiempo va. Lunas, canciones no tienen ayer, los corazones llenos de pasión
Sport. News and views at skysports.com.
Everything you see is interest-free?
Not when you got a few bob on 1-0, though.
Sky Bet. It matters more when there's money on it.
Glory for England, but now it's time for 2020 cricket and the one-day internationals. Under new leadership, could well be 4 more. It's time for the big hitters. 2020 and the one-day internationals start Thursday 5 p.m. Sky Sports 1 and HD1.
You've got 20 seconds to spot the difference. Can you see it yet? Keep checking. Keep checking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. If you didn't get it this time, you could always spot a better insurance deal from over 300 prices at comparethemarket.com. For cheaper car insurance, comparethemarket.com.
Do I look like I'd spend £300 on a pair of high heels?
Ballet lessons?
If you have an identity theft problem and you're a Capital One customer, an expert advisor will ensure your case is resolved. And with a great combination including 0% on balance transfers and purchases fixed until May 1st, 2008, there's never been a better time to join Capital One.
I'm calling Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
Say you had a box, 78 feet long, 36 feet wide. What would you do in that box? Something new? Something different? Would you make history? If the whole world was watching, how would you stand out on your playing field?
With the option of 7 seats and on-demand all-wheel drive, it's a premium SUV without the premium. The Chevrolet Captiva range from $16,995.
This is Sky Sports.